In 2016, I was doing a 4-month exchange program in the American Midwest before graduating college. On a rainy day, I was playing soccer, the sport I love, moving around the field with my team, passing the ball, defending and attacking. I scored a goal. It was a beautiful header that we all celebrated with joy. As I was going back to my side of the field, a player from the other team approached me, pushed me, and shouted, "Go back to Mexico. Go back to Mexico." I was amazed by the level of hate in his voice, and never before I had felt attacked because of where I come from. I was born and raised in Monterrey, Mexico, and of course, I was looking forward to going back home. Not because I did not belong to the US, but because I love Mexico. Its beautiful mountains and jungles, its delicious food, its vibrant economy, its rich culture, its people. That day, in the soccer field, I realized firsthand the divisive narrative that many people believed about Mexico during an elections year in the US. Building walls was the answer for many. And although many challenges arise in the Mexico-US relationship, from immigration to security, there is a unique opportunity that could help both countries thrive. I am talking about nearshoring. From a US perspective, nearshoring is about bringing back manufacturing production, mainly from Asia, to nearby economies like Mexico. And the moment is now because the COVID pandemic showed us how distant and global supply chains can create a lot of disruptions. Also, raising labor costs in Asia made the case more clear. And more importantly, US leaders are pushing for heavy tariffs on goods coming from China. Geopolitics are the #1 tailwind for nearshoring. As a result, many US companies are moving their operations closer to home to grow and stay competitive. And Mexico is uniquely positioned because of its proximity, free trade agreement with the US, and its competitive production and labor costs for high-quality products. In fact, in 2022, the trade between Mexico and US reached over $850 billion. This is about 60% of the Mexican GDP. In 2023, Mexico surpassed China as the #1 trade partner of the US, marking the beginning of a new economic era for our countries. An example of this phenomenon is Tesla's recent investment announcement in a $5 billion gigafactory plant in Monterrey, my dear hometown. This project not only represents a significant inflow of capital into the region, but more importantly, it symbolizes innovation in the collaboration between Mexico and the US. Elon Musk said that the next generation cheaper vehicles to be produced at Monterrey represent a level of production technology that is far in advance of any automotive plant on Earth. Elon emphasized, it's going to be cool. Tesla's presence demonstrates the mutually beneficial opportunities that arise from nearshoring. And not only jobs and opportunities will be created for Mexicans, but also there will be opportunities for all Americans to get cheaper and more competitive products. So if you think about how an average American could benefit from this, an average American will be able to own a Tesla because of Mexico's cheaper production costs. And the math is simple. The manufacturing labor cost in the US averages $17.4 per hour. And in Mexico, this number is $4.7 per hour. Not only products could be cheaper, but from Amazon to Walmart, nearshoring will allow shipping of daily life goods to be faster and cheaper for all Americans. So nearshoring represents an opportunity. It's an opportunity to keep growing, enable economic growth and social mobility for both countries. For Mexico, it could represent moving from a 2% economic growth of the GDP to a 5%. Imagine the millions of better paid jobs that could be created. Imagine eradicating poverty in the country. Imagine more Mexicans who love Mexico staying where home is instead of venturing across the border. Imagine the Mexican dream of making this possible. For the United States, it could mean staying competitive in a globalized economy and providing competitive jobs for all Americans. Imagine maintaining global leadership and at the same time providing competitive products for your people. Imagine leading the world to the next innovation frontier. Imagine creating a better neighborhood where we can enable regional growth. Let me make it very clear why for Americans it makes sense. Think about your neighborhood. A better off and more developed neighbor helps you. Their property will not only improve the visuals of the streets, but also it could improve your property values in your favor. This wealthier neighbor could also invest in infrastructure from roads to utilities and improve the surrounding areas. When you need salt or sugar, you can be sure that this neighbor will have enough to give you some. This neighbor could increasingly be Mexico for the US and vice versa. Mexico could become that partner for the US, and the US could stay growing as a country. Nearshoring has the potential to enable economic resilience for both countries. Nearshoring has the potential to have a better neighborhood. Many Mexicans believe in the American dream, but many more believe in the Mexican dream. Mexicans believe in having a better Mexico, where they can thrive, have family, opportunities, and home in our own country. So beyond the economic benefits, nearshoring represents a choice. It's a choice to recognize the potential and strengths of our partnership. Together, Mexico and US have the opportunity to become the gold standard of a developing economies partnership. As I stood on that rainy soccer field, facing hostility just because of my nationality, I realized the divisive narrative surrounding the Mexico-US relationship. So let's change the narrative. Let's opt for collaboration over division to find prosperity and progress. I am Claudio Guardado. I come from the most amazing country in the world. I believe in the Mexican dream, and I will go back to Mexico.